Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Juicebox Podcast. These are the news stories that I found interesting this week for type 1 diabetes and diabetes in general. This is for the week of August 19th, 2024. Nothing you hear on the Juicebox Podcast should be considered advice, medical or otherwise. Always consult a physician before making any changes to your healthcare plan. When you place your first order for AG1 with my link, you'll get 5 free travel packs and a free year's supply of vitamin D. Drink ag1.com/juicebox. Don't forget to save 40% off of your entire order at CozyEarth.com. All you have to do is use the offer code JUICEBOX at checkout. That's JUICEBOX at checkout to save 40% at CozyEarth.com. I know that Facebook has a bad reputation, but please give the private Facebook group for the Juicebox Podcast a healthy once-over. Juicebox Podcast, Type 1 Diabetes. The group now has 47,000 members in it. It gets 150 new members a day. It is completely free, and at the very least, you can watch other people talk about diabetes. And everybody is welcome. Type 1, Type 2, gestational, loved ones, everyone is welcome. Well, we've got some news today out of Lilly Pharmaceuticals. Eli Lilly. This is the news for diabetes for the week of the 19th of August. This is type 2, but very, very interesting. So Lilly does a study on tirzepatide, which, is a GLP. Here's the study objective. Assess the efficacy of the drug in reducing the progression from prediabetes to type 2 diabetes. This was a large, randomized, placebo-controlled trial with a 4-year duration. 938 overweight or obese adults with prediabetes were the participants. Let's see. Tirzepatide was administered once weekly at varying doses, 5 milligrams, 10 milligrams, and 15. The primary outcome, the endpoint was the development of type 2 diabetes. The primary endpoint was the development of type 2 diabetes. Participants on the highest dose of the drug, 15 milligrams, saw a 94% reduction in risk compared to the placebo group. So the drug works by mimicking hormones involved in blood sugar regulation and appetite control, leading to significant weight loss and improved insulin sensitivity. Additional benefits, participants also experienced substantial weight loss with an average reduction of 15% of their body weight and improvements in blood glucose levels, cholesterol, and blood pressure. The study suggests that the drug could be a powerful tool in preventing type 2 diabetes in an at-risk population. Pretty crazy, right? 94% at the 15 milligram. Crazy. I just, they blew that out as a press release, and it's everywhere in the news this week, and I just thought you might be interested. This next bit is about Tandem and their mobile app. Let's see. This is March 2024. Seems like a while ago, but it's persisting. Tandem Diabetes Care recalled version 2.7 of their mobile app for iOS in March 2024 due to an issue causing battery drain in insulin pumps. Despite having updated to version 2.7.1, some users continue to experience the same problem. The company is advising users to monitor their pump's battery level closely and to keep the device fully charged to prevent any disruption in insulin delivery. Let's see. Recall was initiated in March due to battery issues caused by version 2.7 in the mobile app for iOS. It's still happening 2.7.1 for some people. Yeah, it looks like they are monitoring the situation. Okay, well, that's nice. Hopefully we'll hear some more about that, or Tandem will get it cleared up. Just wanted to drop that in there in case any of you were seeing the problem and weren't aware of it. So this next little bit is actually an article. It's a new article, but it's pointing to a 2-year-old article. And let me tell you, it's in sciencealert.com. Alzheimer's may not actually be a brain disease. Here's the breakdown of it. In July 2022, Science magazine revealed that a key 2006 research paper linking beta amyloid to Alzheimer's may have been based on fabricated data. June 21st, the FDA approved, ADUCAN-UMAB, a treatment targeting beta amyloid despite incomplete and contradictory evidence, leading to a divide among physicians. So for years, research is concentrated on preventing the formation of brain damage clumps by this beta amyloid protein. The focus has not resulted in effective drugs or therapies for Alzheimer's. Now, there's some emerging theories and about actual causes, right? So there's an autoimmune theory proposed by Donald Weaver and his team at the Krembil Brain Institute. Alzheimer's might be an autoimmune disorder rather than solely a brain disease. Beta amyloid, is seen in a normal part of a brain's immune system, but it mistakenly attacks brain cells due to similarities between bacterial and brain cell membranes. Other theories are mitochondrial dysfunction. Alzheimer's might result from issues with mitochondria, the energy factories of the brain cells. There's an infection hypothesis. This disease could stem from a brain infection, potentially involving bacteria from the mouth. And a metal handling theory. Abnormal processing of metals like zinc, copper, or iron in the brain might contribute to Alzheimer's. It's just kind of interesting that it may come back to autoimmune. Not so much about the whole brouhaha about the fabricated data, but anyway, it popped back up in the news, and I thought it was interesting enough to bring up here. Some people call it type. So there's also a type 3 diabetes hypothesis. There are researchers who refer to Alzheimer's as type 3 diabetes due to the similarities with metabolic diseases. The theory suggests that insulin resistance in the brain might contribute to the development of Alzheimer's, linking to the body's ability to process sugar and manage energy. Anyway, obviously, there's a lot of theories. Nobody seems to know what's going on, but I thought it was worth bringing up. Last one for this week is from Medscape. This is dated August 16th. Out of Madrid, Spain, new research sheds light on male predominance in type 1 diabetes, finding that the risk between men and women diverges around 10 years of age. How about that? Data from more than 200,000 first-degree relatives of people with type 1 diabetes who were screened for type 1 diabetes risks in the TrialNet program showed that this is a quote, "There's a clear interaction with age and male sex being a risk factor. At the age of 10 in girls, there seems to be this tipping point where the risk of type of diabetes dramatically reduces." This is from the lead investigator, Richard Oram, MD. And it's interesting. It's a new data shed light on type 1 diabetes male predominance. If you're looking for the article on Medscape, here's a quick breakdown. The study investigates, of course, why males are more likely to develop type 1 diabetes, focusing on the age when this gender disparity becomes evident. The key findings are, again, around age 10, girls' risk of type 1 diabetes significantly drops while boys remains consistent. Autoantibody screening, men are more likely to test positive for type 1 diabetes autoantibodies and are at higher risk of progression, especially with a single autoantibody. And then the connection with puberty suggests hormonal or biological changes could influence the disease risk. After reaching stages 1 or 2 of diabetes, the rate of disease progression becomes similar between genders. The importance of this research, it says the study highlights the need to consider sex differences more carefully in diabetes research, as these differences can affect disease risk and progression and clinical implications. These insights could help refine screening practices and inform personalized monitoring strategies based on gender and age. That's pretty cool. This research will be presented at the European Association for the Study of Diabetes meeting in September of 2024. Go check it out. I was looking for a way that we could all get nice and tan and meet each other and spend some time talking about diabetes. How are we going to do that? On a Juice Cruise. Juice Cruise 2025 departs Galveston, Texas on Monday, June 23rd, 2025. It's a 5-night trip through the Western Caribbean, visiting, of course, Galveston, Costa Maya, and Cozumel. I'm going to be there. Erica's going to be there, and we're working on some other special guests. Now, why do we need to be there? Because during the days at sea, we're going to be holding conferences. You can get involved in these talks around type 1 diabetes, and they're going to be Q&As. Plenty of time for everyone to get to talk, ask their questions, and get their questions answered. So if you're looking for a nice adult or family vacation, you want to meet your favorite podcast host, but you can't figure out where Jason Bateman lives, so you'll settle for me. If you want to talk about diabetes, or you know what, maybe you want to meet some people living with type 1, or just get a tan with a bunch of cool people, you can do that on Juice Cruise 2025. Space is limited. Head now to juiceboxpodcast.com and click on that banner. You can find out all about the different cabins that are available to you and register today. Links in the show notes, links at juiceboxpodcast.com. I hope to see you on board. Thank you so much for listening. I'll be back very soon with another episode of the Juicebox Podcast. If you're not already subscribed or following the podcast in your favorite audio app like Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please do that now. Seriously, just to hit follow or subscribe will really help the show. If you go a little further in Apple Podcasts and set it up so that it downloads all new episodes, I'll be your best friend. And if you leave a 5-star review, I'll probably send you a Christmas card. Would you like a Christmas card?